Can we ask, assuming, talking about benefit of the doubt, if today, excuse me, you meet with your members and they say that, well, let's give the government the benefit of the doubt, can't you extend an ultimatum that government will give you this much room? We know that bureaucracies can be sometimes, twisted and, convoluted, as it were. We will give you another ultimatum. If we do not see the payments which you have promised by so and so time, we will go back on the strike. You don't think that will work?
Well, the way it works, NEC will take a decision. By the time we get there this evening, they will look at the facts before them. And if they feel like, I don't know about extension of ultimatum, is either we are suspending, I don't know, or we say we're suspending the strike or we're continuing. So, but NEC will take a decision. That's the body that can call off the strike. So by the time they get in there, we'll see what they all have to say.
Are you enjoying this?
Not at all. If you know me, you know that, I don't need to shout or to the rooftops about what we do. But I'm not enjoying it. I like my patients. I want them to be well. But at the end of the day, you're frustrated doing the work you want to do. It's a vocation. But then the environment is not healthy. It's not helping you do the best you want to do. Get to the hospitals, you know what we're talking about. We want government to be serious. Let them be serious so that we can give Nigerians. The only thing the people have in this country is the health. It's a common denominator to everybody. It just give it to the people. And asking for your salary, it shouldn't be.
In some instances, because some people will say that, you seem to be holding government by the balls here.
I don't think so. I think they're the ones, holding the nation. I think so. It's not difficult to pay. Is it difficult to pay salary?
No, but take a look. When you look at all the unions, only yesterday, we heard ASU was ASU first. We had not yet concluded that. Then NARD, National Association of Resident Doctors, said they're going on strike. And while they're still trying to sort that out, then you hear that SANO, I think Jack, says they're also embarking on their own strike. It's indefinite and it's total. I have to ask, what precisely is going on? Is it that, people are also not seeing the angle of where government is coming from, or they've totally run out of patience?
Well, we are NARD. We act on our own, and maybe the others have reasons for embarking on strike. But I think leadership is responsibility. They should do what they're supposed to do. If they do what they're supposed to do, they will have had some of these things. That's why they took up leadership. So they should do what they're supposed to do. As far as we're concerned, we don't know about the others have their issues, but we've had this lingering issue for some time, so they should sort it out.
So you cannot certify that the strike will be called off today?
I am not NEC. I'm just the NEC will take a decision today.
Well, I'm just wondering because we've had guests who have been on the program, and they are suggesting that, look, if patients who happen to be third parties in this respect are had done by, or any of their wards or family members die in the course of this strike, that doctors can actually be sued. Has that ever crossed your mind? And do you think that if that happens, it will be good for NARD?
Sorry, come again.
I'm saying that, we've had guests who have been here, and they have said, look, when doctors go on strike, patients suffer. Now, those patients do have a right to sue, because if they're affected, they have every right to do so. So if they go ahead and sue, I'm just wondering if that has ever crossed your mind, and do you think that would be good for NARD if patients were to sue you for damages done to them?
Yeah, Chamberlain, like I said, I think the patients now should beam searchlight on the government. Why would the government not pay those taking care of them? Why would government do that? They are causing distraction. We are committed to our work. So if they pay us, who will be talking about salaries by this time? Nobody. So let's put it in proper perspective. They should even go against the government and say, government, look, we don't want you any further to delay or to stop salaries or to pay percentages. Pay these people what they're supposed to get, and then they get on with their job. So that's what I think. That's my take on that.
So for you, it's not a moral justification to focus on the doctors if a situation like that should arise?
Sir, come again, sir.
So it's not a moral justification to focus on the doctors, that is the patients focusing on the doctors, in a case of if someone dies, for instance.
Under our care? You mean somebody dies under our care?
Yes.
Yeah, we have procedures, for patients dying under our care. Even in our practice, we have audit as well, even in the unit. So you have mortality meetings, you discuss. So you want to know what happened, how can you prevent, what were your mistakes possibly. So, I mean, we do that even as we work. So if a patient dies under our care, the system has a way of, sorting it out. Nobody goes out to kill anybody. If it is from complications, you want to know what happened to the patient, were there negligence or something. So we have that internal mechanism to sort that out.
I'm not sure you got me very correctly here, because what I'm asking you is that in respect of this strike, if a patient dies and that patient can sue you, you don't think that there's a moral justification for a patient suing you or the families of that patient?
Okay, well, right now we're not working, so... Right now, we're not working, so, I mean, I don't know. Some doctors, they are working, the consultants are working. So, I think, I don't know, we shouldn't be taking responsibility for that. We're not working right now, unfortunately.
So now it seems to be a stalemate, or hopefully you will call off that strike today, reading, going by what the dailies are saying. But in the meantime, your stance has not shifted. The government has not come up with a resolution, so we're in a state of, we're in a quagmire, as it were, right now. What will it take for you to reconsider that perhaps this can continue with the dialoguing while you get back to work?
The government has made promises. I said it earlier. They made promises, and we want to see them perform those things. That's all. If by today they do what they are supposed to do, I tell you, we'll do the needful.